Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today I am going to be doing a prototype playthrough of Berserk, the board game by Monolith Games. When I first heard that this board game was coming out, I was super excited to learn about it, and Monolith Studios reached out to see if I wanted to do a playthrough, and I of course said yes because I have been a fan of Berserk for a while. Now I don't know everything about the world of Berserk. My understanding of Berserk actually comes from the 1997 anime. They made an anime on Berserk, and actually this is a manga and has multiple animes now made into it. The Berserk board game actually digs into a part of the world and part of the arcs that I don't actually know much about because, like I said, I only watched the original one in 1997. And this game is going to cover what most people refer to as the Millennium Falcon arc, and no, it has nothing to do with the Star Wars show. The whole series revolves around a character named Guts and, of course, what he has done and does in the world that he is part of and the people that he interacts with. Now, because I was going to be doing this game, I did watch a little bit of the anime that had been made in 2015 or 16, so I at least knew a little bit about some of the characters now that are in the game, but we'll see how that is. Again, I am not a pure knowledge influence and a lore dumper for Berserk. I do not know enough about the game, but I am going to show you what the game is all about. We're going to do a quick setup. We're going to talk about the different mechanisms of the game, and we're going to be playing through it, and I'll be demonstrating them as we go through the game. Now, if you're excited to see Berserk the board game, then I need you to meet me at the table. The first thing we're going to do is set up our heroes. We're going to start with the main character, Guts. This guy carries around an absolutely ridiculously huge sword. These are going to be the miniatures for the game, and they are some of the most detailed I've seen in a long time. Look at this. And of course, you can get them with this wash on there as well. That really helps bring the detail out on these miniatures. I mean, look at that guy. He's standing right on top of this guy. This is so cool. He's got his sword up in the air, and yes, look at how huge that sword is. Oh, it's so cool. All right, then we've got our player board here, and we're going to cover that in just a second. I do want to mention that this is a 1 to 5 player cooperative game that is divided into 11 missions, which can be played completely as a campaign, or you can really play them as standalone missions as well, and there will be rules for those. Of course, I could be wrong. This is a prototype again, just to make sure you understand that, and anything going forward could change as the game continues. And as the game unfolds, you're going to be upgrading your characters through these action cards over here. You're going to start with a base set of them, but as you move forward, you'll be able to upgrade these even sometimes during the middle of a combat based on specific event cards that may come out. Or of course, at the end, moving into the next mission. Now, we'll see more about the event cards and things when we go to set up our actual mission, but I want to talk about what we have here. Every character is going to have an ability down here. His particular ability is Relentless, so when your health marker reaches certain points on the threshold, as you can see as we move down this threshold of our health, it says here that we're going to be able to add an indicated die to your attack pool, and these dice are not accumulative. So for example, if we had a damage value of 8, so you take an 8 damage, we'd be able to add an extra yellow die to our attack pool when we go to attack enemies. And that's pretty much your main focus of the game, is taking out enemies. And to do that, you're going to gain successes, and the type of dice that you roll are going to have different types of successes that you can gain. Of course, the different colors are all going to be better. For example, red is better than yellow, and then there's I think the best one I think is the gray one. It's either the gray one. Oh, the gray one. Yeah, the gray one is a risk reward die. It's got 3 blanks and 3 6s, so it is a really good die. But of course, you never know. You might roll zeros all the time. There is a fatigue track, and as you go down in fatigue, again, you're going to hit different thresholds that are going to cause your character to become a little bit more weak, and you're going to have to find a way to balance the amount of fatigue you use versus the amount of enemies you're going to be taking out. The way you're going to play your game is you're going to have a set of cards. You're going to start with, I believe, the 6 of them, but in our particular playthrough, we are playing a little bit deeper into, let's say, the campaign that kind of created this mission that makes it a little bit deeper in the game. And because of that, we are going to not only have the top first 6, we have our first 8 cards, and we have a couple of them upgraded. As you can see, this back looks different than this one. It's because I upgraded this card. You do start again with the 6, and when you go to upgrade, there's an A card, and there's also B cards as well. So you have to decide which one of the cards you want to upgrade. If I decided to upgrade my level 4 card, I would have to choose either A or B, and then put the other one back in the box. I'm not going to have the ability to do that. Now, the cards themselves, when it comes to what they are very similar. So all the 1 cards are actually going to be this deadly charge ability. It's just a matter of what type of dice, the different defense and movement values, and potentially the change in what the power does is what's going to be different about the A and B side of the cards. So you're going to have these cards, and during the planning phase, we're going to decide what cards we want to play. And how we're going to do that is we're going to play them face up. You're going to notice on this side of the card a bunch of cube colors, but these are actually dice, so exactly the yellow, red, and blue dice and things of that nature. These are going to be the attack pool you're going to gain for that turn, and then these are going to be the attributes you're going to be able to use to move around the board and defend yourself from incoming attacks. You're going to choose 1 to 3 cards to play per turn. When you decide, that's going to show how much fatigue you're going to take. If you only play 1 card, you're going to take no fatigue. If you decide to play 2 cards, you're going to take 2 fatigue. If you decide to play 3 cards on your turn, you're going to take 4 fatigue at the end of your turn. Now, interestingly enough, if you're on 24 down here, let's say, and you have 1 more until KO, oh, you're going to die, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to play 1 card, then you have 0 fatigue, you're going to continue on. If you wanted to go out in a blaze of glory, though, you could play all your cards, and it doesn't matter how much fatigue over you go, you get to complete your complete activation, and then you get to die. Which is the deal. So it's a cool little system like that. Now, when you play out these cards, what you're going to do, let's say I decide to play these 3 cards. These are the cards I decide to play. I'm going to then look at my pool. I'm going to grab my pool of dice. I'm going to have red. And of course, I'll go over through all this in the playthrough and show a little bit more exactly how this works. But I'm just giving you an idea of how this works. There are going to be different steps, and you're going to go through them all when it is your turn. But just to give you an idea of what these cards do, you're going to gain this many dice for your pool, and then you're going to gain 3 speed and 3 defense for your turn. And then you're going to be able to activate the card that is on top. You're not going to be activating the cards on the bottom. You're only going to gain the resources from those cards. And this one says deal 1 additional damage point for each different colored die in the attack pool. So because of my choices here, I'm going to be able to roll all of these dice, and I'm going to be able to do 1, 2, 3 damage more when I go to make my attack, because I have 3 different colors and I chose that card to play on top. Now, of course, I could have played, for example, Deadly Charge on top. Now that's going to completely change my dice pool here, so I no longer get one of the red and orange. I'm actually going to get another purple and 2 more yellows. So I've got more dice, but of course, the difference in dice give different success numbers. The yellow ones are the worst. There's 1, 2, a couple misses and some 1s on there. That's about it. Where the purple die here, of course, is a 4, 3, 2 4s, 2. I mean, they're so much better. And of course, now I have a different power I can use as well. So that's the way the game works, and the cards that you're going to have are going to influence what you do. There are certain cards with lightning bolts. These lightning bolts cards are going to get discarded, and you're going to have to find a way to get those cards back as you play through the mission or moving into the next scenario. Now, this is our first character, Guts. This is our next character, Farnes. Each character does have a particular role, I guess you could say. She's going to be more of a support character, but all the characters do have a way of attacking. They do have attack cards in their deck, but more often than not, she has a lot of cards that's, for example, instead of attacking, I can roll, and instead of attacking, I can roll the dice to do something. Instead of attacking, so there's a lot of instead of attackings for her, but of course there are also, if you attack, dice pool has 3 or more dice, and you target a non-monster enemy, so she does have attacking cards in here as well, but she is quite a support type character, which is kind of cool. I'm excited to try her out. The characters that we are playing are suggested for this mission. Not only are they suggested, there are particular missions you're going to be playing where you have to use specific characters. And when you do play solo, you do have to run 3 characters, because that is the minimum amount of characters you can run in a game. So when you're playing with only 1 hero for a 3-party, you're going to use Guts, Farnes, and then Shirika. But as you can see, if you had more players, you'd have a 4-party hero and a 5-party hero. So you could play up to 5-party and you'd use all the characters. But for now, we're just playing with the 3 heroes that are going to be for our 3-hero party. If you notice, the amount of health she takes isn't different than Guts's, and she doesn't actually have any threshold numbers for that, but she does for her fatigue track. She has the ability Mindful Friend. During your activation, target another hero within range 2. That hero reduces their fatigue by 1, so she's going to be invaluable in keeping our fatigue down. And of course, here is her miniature ready to go. Now, interestingly enough, if these are similar to other miniatures I've seen with this wash on here like this, I believe you can actually paint on top of that, and almost gives you a slap chop, which is a term used in painting where you have a lot of darker recesses. You can paint contrast paints right over those to already give you even a more darker recess on these. So I believe you would be able to paint on top of this if you want to, but do not quote me on that. I have not tried it, so I don't know, but I have seen other miniatures like this, so there is a chance you might be able to paint on top of this. Here's our final miniature for our character here. She looks super cool. I'm really excited to play this character as well. She's got a lot of magic and stuff like that. It's gonna be really cool. This is Sharika, or Shariki, I think it's Sharika. She is, again, probably pronounce these names wrong. I do not sadly know a lot of the lore about the 2 other characters. I do know who Guts is because he was the main protagonist in the first anime series that I saw. I sadly have not read any of the manga as well, but I do know what the world's about: super gritty and dark and vile and evil. But that's okay. And again, she's going to have a lot of her cards. She's going to be dealing with what is called the astral pool down here. She's going to be able to add cubes to this. And a lot of her cards are going to be able to use cubes from the astral pool to help take effect, gain extra effects to the abilities that she's using. And just like everybody else, she is going to choose 3 cards on her turn or less, depending on how much fatigue she wants to take. She does have the ability here, astral pool. Start each adventure with a cube in your astral pool, so I've done that. And I can spend an astral cube to reroll a die from my attack dice pool or strengthen my action cards, as I just explained. Our particular mission is going to be called Flora's Mansion. After escaping the hellish caves of the Kupalth, you return to Flora, Sharik's mistress and powerful witch. Her help will be invaluable for continuing your quest. You feel a sense of unease as you approach the magical tree where she lives. This feeling turns out to be justified. In the distance, you see huge plumes of thick white smoke curling up over the treetops. You rush towards the tree, horrified to discover Flora's home engulfed in flames. You must act now if you're to have any hope of saving her. You scan the clearing, searching for the witch, but seeing only chaos, roaring flames, suffocating smoke, and menacing figures at the edge of the forest. Apostles Zod and Grunblund stand there impressively, surrounded by their troops, contemplating the blaze with cool satisfaction. Despite his open wounds, Guts is seized by uncontrollable rage. Zod was a willing participant in the eclipse that changed his and Casca's lives forever. So after we've read that, we do have what we need. And of course, like I said earlier, some of the missions are going to require a specific hero. This one is Guts. We do need to get tiles A1 through A4, which I do have from this prototype. And of course, the prototype that I have is a base stripped down game. This is really enough to cover this mission and that's it. So the actual Gamefound version of this game is going to have way more stuff to be able that you're going to be able to sink your teeth into. 11 campaign missions. That's going to be awesome. All right. Then I'm also going to need these 4 enemies. We'll need an ally card for the Skull Knight. We're going to need 1 interaction token, and then we're going to need our event cards as well that are going to be 1 through 9. Adventure 6 has kind of made it. They made the Adventure 6 here, is it? And we got 1 through 9 here. So we got all our cards. After we turn to the next page, we do see how everything is going to be set up, and I am going to show you a quick image of the board here. Here we have a top-down view of what the board looks like. We do have, if you can notice them, we have red and white terrain pieces built into the map. These are going to be different ways of moving around in line of sight issues. Red, for example, you cannot move through and you cannot see through as well. The white ones you cannot move through, but you can see through. Now, giant monsters can actually move through the white ones. Normal people cannot. The single base monsters cannot. The other things we have here are different tokens that may activate during the game, being able to either bring in new characters or maybe be a marker we have to gain as we go through the mission. We won't know exactly how all that is until we see how it unfolds based on our event cards. We do have all the monsters out here set up. We do have our characters set up. We do have to set them up in a specific area as shown on the map. You have to put them into the white area. That's where we're going to be. So we're going to be placed anywhere in here or here. So I think I have my characters set up in somewhat decent fashion. I have no idea if they're in a great place. I have not played this. So you are going to be experiencing this as well as I have. I do want to mention that this is, for what I understand at the time of this recording on the prototype, is not a fail forward mission. You do have to complete the mission. If you don't, you do have to replay the mission and try to make a better fate for yourself. Some of the enemies and allies we have out here is we do have our Skull Knight. He is actually an ally to us. He is right here. Check out this guy. This guy is awesome. He is our Skull Knight. He's going to be out here. Now, I do want to show you something. This is one of the coolest things I've seen in miniatures. He has two different arms that we could put on this miniature. That's right, two different arms. They magnetize right in there on this guy, just like that. His arm is magnetized to it. And you can take this on. You can put the different one on if you want. I mean, this is awesome. So they actually have magnetized parts for these miniatures. So I'm going to put that sword on because it's cool. Now, of course, that may be something in the campaign that he moves from one sword to a different sword, and that's why it's magnetized. I do not know, again, only having this mission. Now, there also is this miniature as well, this huge giant guy. This guy looks super awesome. And he is going to be able to also be miniaturized. So you can start by having him have his back plate in just like that. And it does push in to really kind of make it look. Or you can undo that, and with the magnet there, I could add these. Look at this. This is so good. So now he's got wings, and they're magnetized in there. They don't even fall out. This is magnetized in there just like that. So you can choose which you can choose, or there might be something that has to do with the actual game or the story as it goes through, that he may start like this, and then as the game goes forward, maybe he'll become more powerful and have those wings be able to fly around. So super awesome. Another couple of things I want to show you. Here's a giant dragon type creature. Sadly, I apologize. I don't know what this one is. Again, my lack of the Berserk knowledge of the more recent Berserk knowledge is not as good as it should be. I apologize. But that is those miniatures. And then there are a few more hero miniatures here just to show you. These are the ones we are not playing with. We have the kid that is very impulsive but is very in tuned with Guts. He basically is following him around and is very interested in learning the ways of that warrior. And then this is a character that I believe is more in tuned with Farnacy. He kind of grew up with her, if I remember right, and he's pretty awesome too. This is another miniature that is one of your heroes. And as you go through the game, you may completely upgrade your character and have different miniatures, or you might fight a different version of yourself. Again, sorry, I do not know the full extent of the lore behind this particular character. This might be him in like a demon armor, Guts and demon armor, or it might be the armor itself fighting him. I apologize for not knowing. And those that are Guts aficionados and Berserk lore people, I have read the mangas and things. I apologize for anything that I do say in error based on the lore that this game has. There are some acrylic tokens over on this side. These are going to cover our health. We also have bleeding and confusion. When the game comes out, there may be even more tokens for these, but for this particular scenario, those are the only tokens we're going to be using. And like I said, they are acrylic and they are double-sided. So we have 1s and 2s on this side, we have 3s and 5s, and then we have 10s as well. This is going to be our tracker that is going to count down our rounds that we play through. And we have our characters out here on the enemies out on the board. This is Zod. I believe he was in the original one as well. He was somebody that kind of really was fascinated with Guts' power and ability, and he actually tried to take him on. I think they fought a long battle that they eventually ended, I think, in a stalemate, if I remember right, which is pretty cool. Now I'm going to place this guy probably back in the wrong spot, and I'll fix that before our playthrough. I apologize if I do. And then this is the other guy we have out here. This is going to be Grunbold. He's one of the enemies as well. He's got this like shield that has these things that come out of it. I really love the art style of this anime, manga, and cartoon, or not cartoon, but the game. There we go. So there we have it. We have all our characters out there and ready to go. Here's another one of the big miniature monster dudes. He's pretty awesome. Again, I may place him down in the wrong spot, and I will fix that when the playthrough actually happens. Now, if you like what you see, don't forget to check out the crowdfunding page. The link to that is in the description of the video. If you do have any questions about the game, please leave them in the comments section of the video. I'll try to answer them if I know the answer. Otherwise, you can go to the crowdfunding page and ask in the comments section. I'm sure the developers of Monolith will be in there answering questions for this game. Here are going to be the enemies and our allies, and we have our event cards as well. Quickly looking at one of the enemies, I'm going to explain a little bit about what you see here. The first thing you see is the dice that this enemy is going to use to attack, the speed and the defense that it has. This is going to be the health that this particular enemy has based on the player count you're playing. We are playing with 3 characters, so we'll be using the lower of the numbers for all of these different enemies here. It does have an ability. If this enemy is within range 4 of the leader guy here, Grunbeld, sorry, he has 4 defense instead of 2. And if it is within range 4 of Zod, I'm going to add an extra attack dice into the dice pool. So we want to try to take them out before they get next to their leaders. Of course, we do have our 2 leaders, and we have this big giant monster demon out on the board as well, who's going to be rolling some pretty powerful dice, or the gray one is, but which could be remember, that's that risk-reward type die, where it's like half good and half bad. Oh, that's the black one. Sorry, we got 2 different cards. This is the gray one. The gray one's a little bit different. The gray one's just all 3s, pretty much 3s and 2s. Okay. Oh, and it confuses you as well. It's going to be able to confuse you. And I'll talk about the status conditions if they happen to our characters. And it says if he is within range 4 of Grunbold, so again, we want to maybe just take out Grunbold. He has +2 defense instead of 1. And if he's next to Zod, he gets a red die. Oh boy. So they're very similar. I'm actually going to just slide these like that. So I have the 2 guys very similar together. And then here's our 2 leaders. We do have an ally that is going to activate with us who has 2 purple and a red. That's really good. 15 health, 7 speed when he's on a horse. I guess that makes sense. And 4 defense. And it says if the target of the Skull Knight's attack was at range 5 or more at the start of his activation, it adds a purple die to the attack pool. So it's kind of like charging in and attacking the people with a violent charge off his horse. There are some extra cards that we may encounter as we play through the game. And then on top of that, we do have our event cards. Now, before we start our first round, I do get a lot of people asking questions about the size of the game. And for this particular prototype, this is the size of the game. I do run a 3-foot by 5-foot gaming table. The mat you see is exactly 3 feet by 5 feet. It actually sits inside of my table. I'm on top of it at the moment because of my table topper that I have on top of my gaming table. But I do have the board. We have our enemy cards over here. Our dice tray ready to roll all these awesome dice. We have our event cards ready to go. Our characters are along the sides here with their character cards. It could take up less space if I probably maximize my space a little bit more, but just to let you get an idea of at least how much the board takes up, for this particular mission, it is only 4 square pieces. Other missions may take more, other missions may take less. I can't guarantee, I don't have any knowledge of that particular information. But for this prototype, here's what you see for the table coverage of this game. We're going to draw our first event card here just to see what we're going to be doing. They say they are attacking the house. Zod and Grunbeld's forces are surrounding Flora's tree. You must push them back. So here are some objectives. It says if Zod is killed, reveal event card 6F. If Grunbeld is killed, I'm going to event card 6G. During the event phase of turn 1, reveal event card 6B, and if the interaction token is activated, an event card 6D, and if the heroes are incapacitated or during the event phase turn 9, reveal card 6I. So we have a certain amount of time, and of course if we die, we are going to lose this particular mission. So that is some of the objectives we have. Of course, our other objectives is of course defeating all these bad guys. The bad guys are not good. So it is going to start with the turn for us. For this, normally the way the game works, we get to act first. After that, we'll run all of our enemies. It'll be our enemy turn, followed by the event phase and then the upkeep phase. So like I said, for this particular turn, it's going to be us first, and we are going to be starting with our preparation phase. It's actually called the planning phase. Sorry, not the preparation phase. What we're going to do now is select 1, 2, or 3 cards. I am selecting 3 for Guts. He's going to do a deadly charge, and that is going to be his attack pool. His speed is going to be 4. His defense is also going to be 4. And of course, when this resolves, he will be gaining 4 fatigue, which will move him up to there. Sharik will be using her astral travel, so she'll be adding a cube to her astral pool and apply the effect of the action card placed directly under this one. So I'll actually be playing that action card is going to be my plan. This is going to be awesome. All right, here we go. We're going to put that right there. It's going to be her deal. And then finally, we are going to do the formation of the 4 here. Instead of attacking, I can roll my attack dice pool, and for you and each other hero within range 3 gain defense equal to half the number of successes rounded down. So hopefully this will protect me. Being that we are all a cooperative group, we do get to choose the order in which we want to activate these powers. I'm going to move her 1, 2 spaces with the amount of speed that she has. Actually, I'm going to go 3. I'm going to move to right there. That's going to give me the ability now to fire off my Wheel of Fire. This targets all miniature heroes, allies, enemies on a straight line from your space terrain, blocks this attack. And for my Astral, I can spend 2 cubes to apply the effect of 3 continuous lines here. So I could make it absolutely an enormous line that just goes straight through here, which is exactly what I'm going to do because it would hit this one and this one. If I fire just the one line, it's going to miss this character, and I don't want it to miss this character. This is actually my main target with her. So we're going to zap all of that. So I'll be spending my 2 cubes. Sorry, I should have 2 cubes there because of her astral travel. It says add a cube to your astral pool and then apply the effect. And then we're going to pay the 2 astral cubes to be able to use this power, making it a bigger like cone that it, or I should say line that is attacking. For this attack, I will be rolling a purple and 3 yellows to see how much damage we do. I did 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage. Now, since I'm attacking 2 separate targets, you still only roll 1 set of dice and compare the results here. We did 8, which is going to be awesome. He does have 2 defense, so he is going to take 6 points of damage. So we are going to place our 6 points of damage right next to his miniature on the board. This guy has 1 defense, so he's going to take 7. That's super good. So I'm going to place a 7 amount of damage next to him, just right on his character there. Now, if you look at the board, these 2 miniatures are not within 4 of that guy, so they're not going to be able to gain their extra defense. With her cards played, we are going to go up to 4 fatigue. Guts is going to go next, and he's pretty much just going to knock this guy right out of the world here. There's not going to be much around for this guy. I didn't know that she was going to do that much damage. He is going to just completely wreck this guy. He has 4 speed, 1, 2, 3, 4, so he's able to move to there. It's a deadly charge. And if your attack was, if the target of your attack was within range 4 or more at the start of your activation, I'm going to double the damage from all of my yellow dice. I do get 2 yellow, a red, and 2 purple, and a red. That's going to be enough to probably destroy this guy. I'm just going to roll them right here on the board. This is just going to wreck this guy. He only has, what, 2 health left. He starts with 8 and he has 6 right now. So he's going to block the first 2 and all those other dice are going to kill him. We're just going to remove him from the board. That's the end of Guts' turn. His fatigue will go up to 4. And with his fatigue at 4, we are going to move over to Farnes. She is going to use the formation of the 4 and move 2 spaces. She'll move 1, 2 to right there. And then all of the people within range 3 are going to gain defense equal to half the number of successes. 1, 2, 3. She's right there and he's there. So he's going to gain the number of, they're going to gain defense equal to the number of successes. Now, I only get to roll a red and a white die, yellow die. We'll see. I got 1. Rounded down means 0. She did nothing. But, well, that happens. Her fatigue is only going to go up by 1 because I only played 2 cards. With our turn complete, we'll move into our enemy turn. Our enemies are going to activate. Oh, actually, no, I still have my ally. He gets to activate as well. Interestingly enough, our Skull Knight ally here has a speed of 7. He can get to almost anybody on the board. He could go after Zod. I could send him at Grundblend. I could send him there, or I could send him at one of the 2 minions that we have out on the board. He can move 7, and if he moves more than 5, he gets to add a purple die to the roll. I think my best bet is to take out some of these little guys first. So he's actually going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to right there. And he's going to attack that guy. Now, one thing I didn't mention is our allies can move and activate and then remove. They don't, once they move, it's not one of those move, then attack, and then all your movement is gone. You can use your movement continuously even after attacking. You can do it right in the middle of an attack. You can attack first, then move. You could move 2, attack, and then move 2 again, and then interact with an item out there. For example, we do have our interaction token up here at the top of the board. If we wanted to, we could move, attack, move over there, interact with that. So there's a lot of different things our heroes can do. Allies in their hand only can move, then attack, or attack and then move. They can't continue their movement once they attack. Enemies are the same. Once they've gotten to a spot where they're going to be able to attack, their movement has completed. They're not going to be able to continue moving after they say they destroy one of our characters. Now, he does get to roll 2 purple and a red and then another purple. I only have 2 purple dice. It does state if you have to roll more dice than you have of a certain color, you take the successes, write it down so you remember what they are, and then you just continue on by rolling the other dice again. So I got 8 total successes so far, and I get to roll one more, so we have 8. I don't really need to write it down, but it does say that's what you could do. I get 8 plus 4, so that's 4 times 3 is 12 points of damage. Now, of course, this poor guy only has 8, but then he also has 2 defense, so in essence, he has about 10 health in one shot, but that's enough to clear this guy off the board in one shot. Thank you, Skull Knight. If you notice here, the Skull Knight does have 4 defense, so he can be attacked, and he has only 15 health. Now our turn is completed, and the enemies will go. They are going to activate in the order of closest to a hero, and then the farthest from the hero. So this one is probably going to activate first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to be our first activation, not to mention 1, 2, 3, 4. He's actually closest over here, so he's going to go right at that guy. If we look at the card for this particular enemy, it does have 2 speed. So this enemy is going to turn and move 1, 2 towards him, getting as close as he can. Now, sadly, he does not have a ranged attack. If it had a ranged attack, it would say a range on here. Otherwise, it's always just going to be a melee attack. So he is done. That is all that this enemy can do. Moving into Grunwald here, this guy's awesome. If Grunwald is within exactly 1 hero or ally, I get to add a red cube to his attack dice, and he has 7 dice instead of 5. Now, he is going to move 4 spaces in order to attack, and he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 towards the closest hero. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is right there. It's going to be her. Now, sadly, he cannot attack because he, again, does not have a ranged attack. It doesn't say that he has a range on it. He does say here that if he is within 1, he adds this to his dice pool, but he doesn't actually get to attack because he's not within that range. We do have our Daroga, here we go, I think that's about right. It moves 3 spaces, so it's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. 1, 2, 3, it's going to move down here towards that enemy. Zod is our final character. Zod gets to move an astounding 5 spaces. He's out of control. If Zod is within 2 range of more than 1 ally. So interestingly enough, he wants to be surrounded by people where our other character wants to single out enemies. He's going to move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just straight down like that. And then we'll move into the event phase now that the enemy phase has concluded. Lucky for us, they didn't get to attack us. I'm pretty happy about that. We get to go down this card, see if there's anything here. We do have one during the event phase of turn 1, reveal event card 6B. So we have 6B right here. We're going to reveal this one. It says, Guardians of the Tree. Flora protect her home with the magic golems made of stone and earthen awaken, ready to defend. I get to take ally card 4, place 5 golems anywhere within range 2 of the walls of Fiora's house. And then it says during event phase of turn 2, reveal event card 6C. So we're going to place that one there until it tells us to get rid of it. And we're going to do what it says on that card. We have our new ally card here. It is the Flora Golems. A golem must always be within range 5 of Flora's house walls. So our goal probably is to get up into this area so that we can attack with all of our allies as well as ourselves. All right, let's see what else we have. They have 10 health each. They move 2 and they attack with a yellow and red dice. So we're going to place out all of our meat shields, wonderful, nice, helpful floral golems. We'll place them within 2 of each of these, of the area here. So put them, I guess, in these areas here. I'll put one up there. I think that'll be good. Actually, I'm going to put it right there. Then we're going to place another one right here. Just like that. We got one more. Place them just like that. So they're kind of hanging out. I love it. All right, those guys are ready to go. Hopefully he will go after them now. And we're going to start heading that way too so that these guys can all kind of come down and help us because they do have to stay within 5 of that wall. It's now our turn to go to the upkeep phase. So we're going to take all the cards that we played, put them back into our hand so we have them all readily available. Now, of course, if we ever played any instance cards, that one right there, for example, as its ability, I would not get that one back and I would have to find a way to get it back from maybe a card or an event that either my heroes have or, of course, like I said, the event phase that it happens. We'll also lower our turn marker by 1, going to 2. Moving into the prepare part of our next action or turn, I'm again going to use Deadly Charge. I want to kind of maneuver him around the battlefield, and he's going to be running around with 6 speed. Maybe I might use less speed. Let's see what I can do here. 2 more speed and a defense. And I think we're okay, because this is, again, if he moves more than 4, I get to double my damage from all of my yellow attacks, and that's a lot of yellow dice. Even though yellow dice aren't good, maybe a lot of them will pay off. She's going to use Bolt. It's going to attack an enemy at within range 4. Now, it's not going to do a lot of damage, but that's okay. I just don't want her fatigue to go up too much more right now. And speaking of support and speaking of fatigue, she's going to play a lot of cards to get some dice so that she can lower the amount of fatigue of a person she is standing next to, equal to the roll -2. We're going to start with her. She's going to move 1 to right there. And I do want to mention, when you do move people, you cannot move through other characters because you're always moving, checking, moving, checking. You cannot move onto that, and you cannot move onto any of the white squares as well. Of course, unless you're a monster. Monsters can move onto the white squares. But her movement is complete with 1, and she's going to attack right here at within range 4, 1, 2 spaces away, totally fine. And just to mention, the way you count the range is just by counting the squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But the line of sight has to do with being able to draw lines from any part of your space to any part of the place you're trying to reach. Now, of course, this line can't go through or clip one of the lines here. So for example, if I want to draw a line from here to, let's say over here or something, I couldn't draw it through this. And even if you clip one of the lines, like it actually goes through the point where this particular line meets, that is also going to block your line of sight. That's about the only tricky part about line of sight, is if it clips one of these things. You can see through other characters, but you cannot see through monsters. Now, of course, that's not going to matter in this situation, but I just wanted to explain to you how line of sight in this game works. After thinking about it, this isn't going to do anything. We're going to do this instead. We're going to do astral travel, which is going to allow me to gain a cube into my astral pool. That's huge. And then I'm going to do this instead. Now, the reason I've decided to change this up is I forgot to look at the guy's card. The guy has 5 defense. I'm not going to be able to do this. And he gets to add a red and two more because there is only one person within range 2 of this guy. Okay, actually, she's not going to go right now. She's going to do absolutely nothing to him where she is. I think we're going to start with Guts. Guts is going to go first. I think that's my best plan. I should be a little bit smarter. Guts is going to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move to right here. 4. I'm going to move right there. That'll be enough, I think, for me to move. And now I can make my attack against him. Guts gets to roll a monster amount of dice, 5 yellows and a purple, and I get to double all of my yellow dice. So I get to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 points of damage to Grunbold, but he's going to subtract 5 from this. There is not just within range 1 hero ally. There's multiple now, so he only gets the 5. So 5 minus 12, I've done 7 points of damage. He only has 11 left. Now, since he's a named character, I'm just going to put the tokens on his card instead of out on the board. He's going to gain 4 fatigue, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now he's almost going to lose 1 defense from his cards. Right now he only has 2 defense. And we're going to move into her turn. She has a total speed of 5. She's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to here. And at this point, she's now able to roll 3 yellow dice. And I'm going to subtract 2 from the number, and that's how many fatigue I can remove from an adjacent character. Let's roll these up and see how it goes. I got a total of 3, so minus 2, I only get to remove 1. But you know, 1's better than nothing. And I'm going to remove that from Guts, bringing his fatigue down to 7. Now that didn't help him too much because I'm sure he's going to fall into this range again next time. Now I can use her to move 1 space this way and gain that astral cube and fire off her attack. I get to roll 2 yellow dice and 1 purple die, and I could add another yellow in there. I'm not going to. We're just going to roll these and see how it goes. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. That does absolutely nothing. She did nothing. Nice. Better luck next time. I forgot to move up her fatigue, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5, and she's going to gain 1 for playing 2 cards. I'm going to try to take advantage of the Skull Knight's power as much as I can, so I need to move him at least 5 to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's actually going to go after Zod now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to go right up there. He's going to go attack him. He gets to attack him with 3 purple dice and a red die. This might be the last time I get to use his power because everything's going to start surrounding him, but he got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and he gets to roll 1 more purple die. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He got 12 total damage. Minus Zod's armor of 2 means he's going to take, what did I say, 12? So he's going to take 10 points of damage. I just need to do 8 more to take him out. Oh, sorry, he's got 3. So I only did 9 points of damage. So I'll put a 5, 8, 9. There we go, 9 on him. And again, since he's a named enemy, I'm just going to put these on the card instead of on near the miniature. Now I get to activate all these floral golems. They get to move 2, 1, 2, and they have to stay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 next to this house. I'm just going to move this 1, 2 over here. This 1, 2 to there. This one's going to move 2 this way to maybe distract some of these other enemies coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're still okay from where they are. But this one can actually make an attack here, but he's going to be rolling a red and a yellow die. The highest number I can get is 5, and 5 is exactly his armor, so there is no reason to even roll these dice. He can't do any damage to that character. The order I have to activate these enemies is the ones that are closest to a hero, but I'm just going to activate this guy first just for recording purposes. He's going to move 2 spaces towards the closest enemy, which is going to be 1, 2, right up here. There we go, just like that, to try to get to this knight because it's the closest one. Now, the rest of these are going to attack. This guy is going to attack here. Zod back here is going to attack this knight. He is going to have to choose a person to attack. He is surrounded by a few people. He's got guts, and he's got one of these little golems here, the meat shields. He is going to target the person, since there are 2 equidistant, they're both adjacent, he's going to target the person with the least amount of defense. Guts has 2, and the golem has 0. Sorry, Mr. Golem, you're about to get absolutely worked by this guy. This guy does get to roll 3 attack dice, so we'll see how this goes. He did a total of 4 damage. The golem does have 10, but no health, so he's going to take 4 damage, which means he's still alive, which is kind of nice. I'll put it right there next to him, next to his base. Hopefully remember that's him. Now we're going to move into this guy. This guy gets to attack. He gets to roll 2 red dice. Again, I'm just going to roll them right here. He got a total of, wow, 6 damage. That's real good. And my knight only has 4 defense. So he actually is going to take 2 damage. And again, since he's a named character, I'm going to place that onto his board. Then we have Zod. Zod gets to roll a red, a yellow, and a purple die if we look at his card. He gets to roll a purple, red, and yellow card, and it says if Zod is within range 2 of 1 or more hero or ally. He is not. He's only within range 1, so he does not get any of these extra bonuses. Thank goodness. He's going to roll his dice, which is a lot of them, and we'll see how he does here. Let's roll it up. He got a 1, a 2, and a 4. Darn it. He got lots of stuff. 6, 7. And of course I get to subtract 4, so he's going to take 3 more damage, bringing his total damage up to 5 for this knight. The knight does have 15 health, so he has 10 health left. Hopefully he can stick around and hopefully not die from this guy. Moving into the event phase, as you can see, the game does kind of tick along, which is really nice. It does have a good movement of how fast this thing goes. Take ally card 4. Okay, this is done. There's nothing on here that is going to activate. The interaction token was not activated. My guys are not dead. I did not kill Zod or Grunbeld. So we're going to do this one, which says during event phase of turn 2, reveal event card 6C. So we're going to reveal this card. It says Zealous Apostles. Apostles seek to prove themselves and earn their master's favor. I'm going to discard event card 6B. So this one is gone. I'm going to discard that. I'm just going to put this at the bottom of the deck just for space purposes. Then I got rid of the card. Now it says place a Daroga on space A, H, and E, and a that thing, which is the giant thing, on space F. Okay, so more guys are coming in we're going to have to deal with. Now, when it comes to spawning miniatures, you are just going to spawn them right where they're supposed to go. So I have to put one of these on H. I have to put one on A, which is way up here. And then I have to put one of these onto E, which is actually inside the house, which is kind of funny. All right, those are all spawned. Also, if you have to spawn something and you can't put it exactly onto that space, I would just move whatever was there to another space next to it. This guy is huge. He's going to be placed, of course, right in the middle of this particular place. So he's going to be placed right there. Right on F, right next to all our guys. That's no good. We'll move into our next upkeep phase. So I'll move that to 3 and take back all of my cards for my characters to decide what we want to do in our next planning phase of the hero turn. To try to keep Guts' fatigue from going too low, I'm only going to play 2 cards. We're going to use Sword Mastery as our ability. It deals 1 additional damage point for each different colored die we have in our attack pool, and I'm going to have 3 different colors. I'm going to give my heroes some defense here with this card. It's going to give defense to a person within range of these yellow dice halved. So it got us 0 last time. Well, let's give it a shot. On top of that, I'm going to be moving a total of 6 spaces, which is what I'm really using right here. There's a token I want to check out. I want to see what it is. And she's going to be able to try to run and get it. She's going to blast away. She's going to try to do this Wheel of Fire again. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to use Wheel of Fire. I'm going to use Circle of Destruction is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I get to move 2 spaces, and then I'm going to attack a visible target enemy within range 2. And if I use my astral cube, I can gain an extra white or yellow die. Now, sadly, it's going to drop her fatigue into this one, which means from now on her attack is going to be less. So then when I go to make my attack, I will remove one die from my attack, starting with the least powerful. So most of the time we'll be removing a yellow die. We are going to start with fairness. She's going to roll her 2 yellow dice, see how it goes. I got 2, so then our characters do actually get 1 defense. So I'm going to remember that by putting a yellow 1 pip on their boards, so I can remember that. And she's going to move 6 spaces. She's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, there's a token right here. I want to check this out. This is an activation token. I want to see what that's going to do. Next, we'll use Guts. He can move 3. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. I know I'm moving away from this guy, and he's probably my primary target, but again, I want this guy, I don't want him on the board. He rolls a gray die. That's super bad, and he's around all of my characters. Guts gets to roll 3 dice, and he gets to do an extra 3 damage, so we'll see how this goes. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've got that symbol right there. That is going to be bleeding. I'm going to be able to put that condition onto our enemy. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has 1 defense, so I'm going to do 7 damage to that enemy and bleed. And so we'll put all of that just right onto his base right there. Now what bleeding does, it depends actually on what type of character or enemy you are. If you're a hero and you have the bleeding token on, you're going to take 1 point of damage at the end of the hero turn, and then you would be removing the token. If it's an ally, again, 1 point of damage you'd take at the end of the hero turn, and then you remove the bleeding token. If you're a monster, you're going to take 2 points of damage at the end of the monster turn, so it still will get to activate. Then you would remove the token. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you do not remove the token when it's on the monster enemy. If it's on a non-monster enemy, it's going to do 2 points of damage at the end of the enemy turn. But unlike the heroes and allies, the monsters are going to be able to keep the tokens on them. So if I'm not able to kill this enemy at this turn, he would take 2 points of damage after he activates. Sadly, it's after. I wish it would be before. That'd be so much better. But it's going to be after. Why would poison take advantage of you before you activated? You can get all tough and stuff and do stuff, and then the poison activates. I have her left. She gets to roll 2 purple and 3 yellow dice, and I can attack a character that's visible within range 2. Well, it's right next to me, so we're gonna be just fine. Let's see what we do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's not enough to kill him because he does have 1 defense, so he's only gonna take 6 damage. So funny enough, we did do 13 damage to him, and he will die from the bleeding token, but sadly he will get an attack before that. I do have a total of 2 movement I want to use, and I am going to move her back there, 1, 2, just like that. I'm going to be tricky with my knight again, because he's going to go gallivanting all over the world. He is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, he'll go 5 to right there. That's just fine. He's going to go there, and he's going to attack this guy. And he did move more than 5, so he gets to roll an extra purple die. I get to roll those dice and see how we do. Hopefully it's enough. 4, 5, 6, 7. I get to roll 1 more. Come on, a big 4, 7, 8, 9. -1 is 8 points of damage. He already has 7 on him, so 7 plus 9 is going to be 16, which is going to be enough to kill this enemy. He has been removed from the board. Let's get him off there. Oh, those big giant guys are something else. We also have all of these guys. They're just going to move up a little bit, just like that. They're more just being meat shields right now. Actually, now I think about it, he's going to move back 1, 2 to right there. That way this guy can come and attack him if he wanted to, and he's not going to attack my own guys. But he does have 3 speed, so he can do 1, 2, 3. I'm actually going to move him to right here so that he'll be the target next time. Of all the other allies I have out there, this one might actually be able to kill this guy. So we're going to roll a red and 2 yellow and see how we do against this guy. I did 3. He gets to absorb 1. So he actually did kill him. The little floral dude took this guy out. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, we got both these big, huge, giant guys off the board. These guys are not going to be around anymore. Well, at least for now. We'll see what happens with the event cards. Moving into the enemy phase, we have this guy that's going to attack. He's got 3 red dice. It does say if he is within range 2 of exactly 1 ally. 1, 2, 1, 2. Uh-oh, he's only within range 1, 2 of this guy. He's the only guy in his range. Oh no, he's going to get an extra red dice. This guy, and he's got 7 defense right now. All right, this guy's going to probably get totally wrecked here. He got 1, 2, 3, oh boy, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is enough to kill this guy. He's got no defense, so that guy's super dead, but that's okay. He was able to hold his own there. That's something. Now, according to the way the enemy activation works, they move and then attack. So he's not going to move even though there is nobody around him like, in other words, he would not move now and after he is activated. I hope that makes sense. This guy is going to move 3, 1, 2, 3. So he's in contact with him and is going to attack him with 2 red dice. He did a total of 5 damage, which is enough to damage this guy because he's got 4 defense. So he's going to take another point of damage, bringing him to 6 health. He is going to move 5 spaces towards the closest person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, it's going to be over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to destroy this guy. At this point, we'll roll his dice. He's going to do 3 red dice. No, he rolls. He rolls a yellow, a purple, and a red die. Let's see how he does. He only did 4 damage, but remember, these guys have no health, or no defense, I apologize. So he's going to take 4 damage and sit there and like it. That's going to be all that guy can do. The final 2 enemies will move 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 towards the closest ally or enemy. Or I should say, yeah, of them, I guess you could say. Hero or ally, I guess you could say. Moving into the next event phase, we'll draw our next card because this one does say during the event phase turn 4, reveal event card E. Oh, event card E, so not D. I don't know what D is, but we're going to check out what E is. E states, worthy opponents. The 2 apostles take pride in facing worthy adversaries. Discard event card 6C. So we're not going to be spawning these guys again. If this was out here again, we would probably spawn them again because you'd activate all the cards that you have in here. All right, this one says, let's see here. If Grundle is killed, card C. If Zod is killed during the event phase, an interaction token. And no, okay, so just want to make sure I didn't miss anything on that card. Zod moves 4 spaces towards the hero with the highest defense. Oh boy. And then Grumbled moves 4 spaces towards the hero with the highest health points. And then they're going to roll a yellow die and do wounds equal to that die roll. Nobody is safe from Zod. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to move down here and attack that guy. We'll roll a yellow die and see if he takes any wounds. No, he took no wounds from that. The way this works is she has 2 defense. All these guys have 0, and he has 1, 2, 3 defense. So he's going to move towards him. No, I lied. The most health, right? The highest health is all my guys. They have the highest health. So this one's just going to move 1, 2 to right here and attack her because that's the closest one. We'll roll a yellow die and see if it did any damage. He also did no damage. Now, interestingly enough, there's nothing else about drawing new cards unless we complete something on here. So if we kill Zod, Grunbeld, or we were able to do the interaction token, we're going to be drawing another card from here. Now, of course, we also die, or to go to turn 9, we've also failed. Or I shouldn't say failed, but we're going to draw a 6-eye, which I'm guaranteeing is not going to be a good thing. We are going to move down to turn 4. Before we get too excited, moving into our hero phase, I think I forgot to take the fatigue from the last turn. So he's actually going to go down to -1 defense, which means he actually would have only had 2 defense when choosing who to attack, but that wouldn't have been anything that plays into how that turn developed because the character would have attacked person with the highest health. 1, 2, 3, 4. Her attack value is going to go down 1. And she's also going to lose 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interestingly enough, I did forget that she, during your activation, target another hero within range 2. That hero reduces their fatigue by 1. So I'm actually going to give him back 1 fatigue because I think she would have been within that range to be able to do it. Sorry about that. Again, this is a new game for me, so there are going to be a lot of things I may miss going forward. I have to admit, this is a rather easy game to grasp onto when it comes to the rules and how everything works, because basically the allies and the enemies both attack and do actions very similar to each other, so there's not 2 completely separate sets of rules you have to learn about each of the different parts of the game. Okay, moving into my next plan phase, I'm again going to do Sword Mastery. I've got a plan. We're going to go run over and kill something. And I am super pumped about this Wheel of Fire card, and we're going to do that again and be able to spend this to be able to create that giant cone. Again, she's moving 6 to hopefully get to that token and come back. We're going to activate her first. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a free action in order to activate this, so I'm going to check out what that is. It says if the interaction token is activated, reveal card 6D. So we're going to reveal card 6D. It states that we have the Berserker Armor. A heavy, grim armor stands in a small hidden room. Despite its fearsome appearance, it could be a formidable weapon against your foes, but only Guts can wear it. So I'm going to take special card 13. And there isn't anything about this card anymore, so I'm just going to put it in our line in case something activates based on this card. But it does say take special card rule 13, Flora's House, Berserker Armor. This armor grants demonic power to its wearer at the cost of part of their soul. For the remainder of the adventure, if Guts would lose more than 1 health point, he only loses 1 health point instead. Oh, that's fantastic. If he ignores penalties related to his fatigue points. That's huge. And then he gains 1 reroll at the start of his activation, and he loses 1 health point at the end of each hero turn. Oh, that's no good. Oh, he cannot gain health points back, so I can't heal him. Oh, that's funny. I've got 2 heal cards in my group. All right, well, that he gets the Berserker armor. All right, that's kind of fun. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to activate our ally. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to right here. And then he's going to attack this guy. No, actually I lied. He's going to attack Zod. He's going to stand right like that and attack Zod. He did move 5 spaces. I'm not sure if this is legal. I don't really see how you could just run this guy around the board and just keep getting these extra bonus attacks, but we're going to do it. Again, this could be wrong, and anything I do wrong during this prototype, I'll put a description in the link to the description in the comment section. You can check out the comment section to find any pinned comment that may have the errors in it, but do know, of course, this is a prototype, so I'm really just showing off a lot of the mechanics and how this game is going to be played. So if going forward, they'll probably have more things about that kind of interaction here. But I'm going to roll all these dice, and I'm going to get my extra purple. So 4, 5, 6, 7, plus an extra purple, 7, 8, 9 damage, and Zod is going to soak up 3 of that, so he's going to take 6 damage. Let's see if he is within range 2 of... Nope, he's not. So he's going to take 6 damage. So he has taken a total of 15, leaving him with only 3 damage left. Guts is next. He's going to move 3, 1, 2, 3 to right there, because his total speed value for his cards is 3. He's going to roll a red, orange, and yellow die. He gets a reroll, and he automatically does 3 damage. Hopefully this will be enough to take this guy out. We'll see how it goes. I got a total of 3, 4. I'm going to use my reroll on the orange die here. That's fantastic. 6, 7 damage. He does have 2 defense, so he's going to take 5 points of damage, and he is also going to take a bleeding token. That leaves this enemy with 3 health left. I'm just going to move him up and attack with a yellow and a red die. This might actually kill the enemy. We'll see how it goes. Yes, it does. This guy is removed from the board. That's good. Let's get him out of the house, because I bet our people are getting pretty scared of enemies in there. I'm going to take 4 fatigue, 1, 2, 3, 4, along with our other character, which is going to bring her 1, 2, 3, 4 to 13. She's actually almost halfway to death. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move her to here. That's her 1 speed. She does have 2 if she wanted to use it. And now she's going to blast out a cone that is going to go from here. Let's see here. Where do I need to put her? I need to put her right... Is this where I want her? Nope, I want her right there. And then she's going to blast a cone that's going to go straight through all of this, missing this guy, hitting all of these guys, and even hitting this guy all the way in the back, because this is going to go straight through all of this. And she gets to roll 2 purple and 3 yellow dice. She got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 points of damage. That was amazing. These only have 8 health and 2 defense, so both of these are dead. She was able to take out both of those. Oh my gosh, his ability is so good. The next thing I'm going to do is 10 damage to these guys. He is going to have a total defense value of 5, so he's going to take 5 damage, bringing his total damage he's taken to 12. Now Zod, on the other hand, is going to die. He is at 18 right now, but 15 damage right now, and he's taking 10 minus 3 is he's going to take 7 damage and kill him. There is a thing on here. If Zod is killed, I have to read card F. So here is 6F. Let's read it. It says, Zod unleashed. Zod lets out a bestial growl and releases his true form, a massive horned beast. Discard all wound tokens from Zod. Replace the enemy card 10 with enemy card 14. Replace the Zod miniature on the board with his apostle form. It says here, if Zod the Apostle and Grundle Apostle have less than 50 health points, reveal event card 6H. Okay, this is out of control. So we're going to replace card 10 with card 14. Here is the Zod Apostle. If Zod is within 2 or more, 1 hero or ally, range of more than 1. Okay, more than 1. Okay, no, he's not. He targets all heroes and allies within range 2. Oh my gosh, he's going to start really doing some stuff. He has 4 defense instead of 2. He's got 70 health. There's no way I'm going to do 70 health. Okay, but I don't have to. It does say if Zod and Grunbeld Apostle each have less than 50 health points. Oh my gosh, I have to do like 30 points of damage to this guy, or 40. to get him to under 30. Okay, and here's the miniature right here. Now this is the one I could put the wings on, so surprise, surprise, they gave me this miniature not just to show you guys. He's gonna go on the board and probably wreck my guys. And he is gonna be placed right here, so he is gonna displace this guy, so I'm just gonna move his base just like that, and I'm place him right there. Oh my gosh, this guy's awesome. Look at this guy. He's all set to wreck my day. He's got big growly. Okay, he lets out a growl, that's for sure. Okay, so I just have to make sure I read the cards right. This one does say each have less than 50 health points. So I don't have to drop them down to 20. I have to have less than 50. So I have to technically do 20 points of damage to him. She's also going to take 4 fatigue. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means her attack dice is going to go down. Oh, now I think about it. I wonder if that would have mattered. I don't think it would have. I think I still had enough to beat all those guys. But I will take 1 off of Grunbold belt here because that would have been 1 less damage coming through with my dice. I should have had rolled 1 less. During the rest of the ally's turn, he's going to move down 2. This one's going to move back 1 because I don't want him within 2 of this guy. Actually, he's going to move back 2. And he's going to just kind of move over 1 like that. Fantastic. And he's going to take the brunt of his hit. He's going to take the brunt of his hit right here. I'll roll them out on the table just instead of using the dice tray just to make it go a little bit faster here. Grunbold does roll 3 dice. He is not within range of exactly 1. There's another guy within 2 there. So he's going to roll these dice, see how he does. He did 4 points of damage to this guy. I'll put the 4 right out there on the character. There we go. Now, he is new. He gets to roll a purple and 2 red, and this guy's nuts. Now, if he is within the range of 2 or more, he is not. I move that guy back. So I've got a purple and 2 red that I'm going to be rolling against this knight here. He did a total of 3, 4, 5 points of damage. I do have 4 defense, so I'm just going to take 1 more health point, bringing my total up to 7 that he has taken. Being the end of the hero turn, I'm going to take 1 point of damage from my Berserker armor. And now before we move into the next round, this is where I'm going to stop the playthrough. I think this gives you a pretty good idea of what you to expect if you were to back Berserk on the crowdfunding site. Having played just this one scenario up to here, there are a lot of things I'm taking away from this that I really like. The enemies are fantastic. The quickness of how the game moves and not having a lot of rules when it comes to like moving and fighting and having to figure out this person versus that person versus this. It moves really fast and it clicks along. I really like that. I like how fast this game seems to want to play. I love the card interactions where you can decide how many cards you want to play to equal up to your fatigue, and depending on what cards you use, you're going to get attack dice based on what those are. I think that's a fantastic system. One thing I might mention to the designer is that when you get all the cards back, of course, other than his cannon card, which is absolutely awesome. In case people don't know, in the actual anime, he does actually lose his hand and he replaces it with a cannon, and it also has and it's kind of like a robotic, I shouldn't say robotic hand, but an artificial hand that can flip down, and there's a cannon in it, which is absolutely amazing. It's super, super cool. But I think being able to, once you play a card, maybe it should go into, it can't be played again for its ability. Once, you could still use it for its cards, but that way it gives the idea of being able to use more cards more often. And of course, now I think about it, I really didn't use cards more than once each round because I always found myself in a situation where something else might be beneficial. The Circle of Destruction was pretty good. I almost fired off this bolt that one time, but then thought about it a little bit more. This thing is super bonkers, but it only works, of course, if you have one of those astral cubes with you. So, and of course, these are, I think, a couple of the cards I upgraded this card. This is one of the ones I upgraded. So the upgraded cards are more often than not going to be fantastic, and I also upgraded that one, which gives me the cube and allows me to fire that. It basically gives me this combo every turn. I can get the cube on there and spend it to fire this thing off. So I kind of had that combo going for me. The other upgrade card I chose was this one, which was going to be able to heal my characters, but I never really took that much damage thanks to all these things being out on the board. So I really like this card system. I think this is a really awesome system. And like I said, when you go through the game, you're going to only start with like the first 6 cards, and then you're going to gain 7 and 8, and then you're going to start upgrading your cards. On top of that, some of the stuff you get might carry over. This Berserker armor might carry over to another mission. I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out when you go into the actual crowdfunding campaign. Balancing your fatigue and what you play is a neat system. I like that, and I like the more fatigue you use, the weaker your character, of course, becomes. Like I said, the enemy interactions are fantastic. I love how fast it moves. They just move, they attack, and they do have some special powers that you can try to take advantage of or try to avoid if at all costs. I love the event system. That's fantastic. I've seen this in other games, but this really makes the game shine because you never know what's going to happen. Like all of a sudden this guy pops out and I have to try to deal with that guy. I love the fact that other monsters spawn on the board. And as the cards are brought out, unless it tells you to get rid of it, it would stay out. So for example, if it told me to keep spawning this guy over here, maybe I spawn another guy in G, and then it goes to the event phase. You still go through the cards and it might still be on the board, so you spawn another guy in G and another guy in G until maybe you do something that stops the spawning, or another card pops up that tells you to discard it finally. I think that's kind of a neat system as well. I like that there is actually a timer to the game, so eventually you will lose. There is not a fail forward system in this, so you do have to replay scenarios that you fail. And when you move into specific scenarios, there are most likely times when you're going to have to use a certain character as part of it. But I don't see a problem with that because all the characters are really cool to play with. The three we saw are, you saw three of them. There are a couple other characters in the game that you can use. And they are both, again, from the manga and anime that we have. They're right here. I did show the miniatures already. But the abilities that they have, for example, this guy has Sword Expert. When determining your attack dice pool, you may replace a yellow with a red or a red with a purple, so he is really good with swords. This guy right here does say Self-Confident. Each start of each adventure, position 0. When you kill an enemy, gain 1 confidence point. When your confidence marker reaches a certain threshold, you gain the indicated bonuses. These bonuses are cumulative, so as you can see, he starts at 0, but he gets like rerolls, he gets extra dice, he can get extra movement, so he just keeps on going up his confidence track as he kills more enemies. So sending him off at some of the little minions would be really good, which is very similar to kind of how the show and manga kind of work. He kind of protected Guts as he would fight off some of the main bad guys. He'd be taking on some of the smaller ones around him. But of course, I am not an aficionado of Berserk, but if you are, this is definitely a game for you. I don't see why you would not back this if you like the manga or the animes of Berserk. It digs into the story. It has a lot of the lore. Again, I'm not fully versed in it, but even knowing what I know about Berserk, I was excited to play this, and I'm now excited to back this game for sure. So there you have it. That is a prototype playthrough of Berserk. Please check out the crowdfunding site. The link is in the description of this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when more content comes out. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comment section below as well. Is this something that you're interested in? Is this manga or anime something you've been really interested in your life and are now excited to play the board game? Or is this something fresh and new and now maybe even checking out what the, what the anime and stuff is all about might be something up your alley? Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, of course, if you're interested in supporting the channel, the link to the Patreon is also found in that description as well. Those that have joined the Patreon are shown here on the screen. Thank you so much for your patronage. It means the world to me. Those that are part of the Patreon do get some special perks. One is they usually see our videos that we do of playthroughs, usually about a day or two ahead of time without commercial interruptions. On top of that, when it comes to creating content, we give them the ability to choose the characters we play in some of our playthroughs. And also as we go through the games and we need to upgrade our characters, we also ask them kind of what they would think would be the best paths for us to take. That way it gives my Patreon supporters a chance to be able to influence the games that we play. Again, thanks to Monolith for giving me a chance to do this prototype playthrough for you. And if you're excited to see what Colin and I have coming up, then I need you to meet me at the table.